Hello, welcome to another episode on Ctrl+Chat. I'm excited to be back for another episode. So how are you feeling, Luke?
Yeah, good. We're gonna jump straight into the altcoins in just a second, but I'm feeling pretty good with Bitcoin's price, and I feel that very soon we're gonna enter an altcoin season, similar to the ones that we had in previous cycles. But I think this could be absolutely mind blowing for a lot of people, make a lot of profit.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of things had happened regarding Bitcoin and recently also about Ethereum. So it's really interesting to see how the Bitcoin dominance had evolved. It also had how Ethereum also has tried to remain very competitive when it comes to the crypto market.
And I think as well, most people are here, if I'm being honest, for the altcoins, not necessarily for Bitcoin or Ethereum. People want to make big money quickly. Obviously, we need to look at some truth behind it, to be objective with it. But the altcoins can serve you that purpose. I mean, the altcoins, when altcoin season happens, it can be very, very fast, very parabolic. And you're going to look at your portfolio and it's going to be going up 2x almost on a daily basis. And that's where the human emotion, we've spoken about the emotional side of things on our channel before, kicks in. You think you're going to sell, but you don't sell. And then you basically just hold on to your bags of altcoins through the next bear market. So through this episode, we want to try and show you from our experience, maybe how to take profit, what to look for with the altcoins, and when altcoin season is going to happen.
Interesting. And it's also true that we haven't had a proper altcoin season yet. So it will be really good to see where the altcoin season will happen during this cycle. Ethereum will lead the way regarding this altcoin season. So it'll be interesting to consider all of that during this episode.
Yeah. So Ethereum, number one, usually 99% of the time Bitcoin first has to lead the way. And if we just go over the chart, so last time that we spoke about the Bitcoin price, so go and check out that video from our latest video. We spoke about Bitcoin at length and the bearish and the bullish scenario, short term, long term. So first of all, Bitcoin either remains stable, sideways, people start getting bored, so they move over into Ethereum, the top 10 coins. And then after that, the rest will be history, because when Ethereum breaks its all-time high, then the altcoins will get going. Or we pump even higher with Bitcoin, so the dominance will go up a little bit, because obviously all the focus is on Bitcoin. And then we have a breather again, and the altcoins will follow. So what we need to see is either that sideways action, or I'm hoping over the next few weeks, Bitcoin does pump to 150, 160,000. If that happens, then altcoins are going to go absolutely to the upside. And the first thing we need to talk about right now, just crypto bubbles for the day, everything's pretty much in the green. The week and the month has been pretty bad for the month of August. Things are down 15, 20% for the month. It's not too bad for the month. I mean, 50-50 with the altcoins. Some things are down 30-40%. Other things are up 30-40%. And OKB is up 197% for the month. And I mean, for the year, it's been pretty good. That's for the year. It's been pretty good, some of these coins. And we haven't had an altcoin season yet.
Yeah, it shows the potential that these coins they do have.
Yeah. So question is what to pick. I mean, there's tens of thousands of coins out there. If you're new to this, then again, not financial advice, stick to the top 10 altcoins for your first time if you're doing this. Then if you're an old timer like ourselves, you can, you know what to do. Most of the time you should have most of your portfolio in either Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then the top 10, top 20 coins. And if you want to gamble a little bit, then you go into the micro cap coins, looking for those hidden gems. And the question is, like, what do you look out for then? How do you find a hidden gem?
Yeah, it always depends on what is your profile. Do you want to take more risk, and how much time do you also want to dedicate to be also looking at technical, to be understanding how the project also are going. So it all depends also about this. And also, if you are someone who doesn't want to take much risk, so maybe you just want to stick at, as you said, like the first 10 crypto coins, and then you know that you don't need maybe to be reading too much about them, because you know that you have the top 10, and then I guess you can just forget about it. Also depends also on how long you want to have those coins for. But then if you have been long to the market, if you understand more of these projects, maybe you can have a little bit of the top 10, which are more secure, so to speak. And after you can also have other the newer coins that enters the market, and then these coins, they have the potential for higher gain, but then also they are risky.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a plan, number one. I spoke to somebody in that they're not going to sell hardly anything because they're in here for the next 10, 15 years, which is fine. I mean, that's their objective. So they're just going to sell, let it go, basically. And that's one way. If you want to stay in it for long term, then you just buy dollar cost average, invest in that way over the next decade, 2 decades, and that should be fine. But if you're here, obviously, for each cycle to take profits, then you know by now a cycle is about approximately 4 years, and we're coming to the end of that 4th year where the altcoins are going to go to the upside. So it is exciting over the next few months, and normally the quarter of the year, October through December, is where we see big moves. And so if we just go over to coin market cap, right now we're back to neutral. We were in greed. Not so long ago we were in fear, extreme fear, but now we don't know basically which way the market is going, and that's because Bitcoin right now is stabilizing around here. We don't know if we're going to go up or down. People are a bit skeptical, so overall the market is pretty neutral. Altcoin season, we're not even in it yet, even though we just showed you some things are up for the year, thousands of %. But altcoin season, you will know what altcoin season is when you see it, and it will be an absolute, I think, phenomenal moment come the end of this year. So what we need to see is for altcoin season to start, because that's the episode for today, and most of you are here for the altcoins, is what to look out for, how to get started, and how not to get wrecked. I mean, 90-odd%, 95% lose their money because most of the time they hold on to it. They see their portfolio going up. They don't set, or they set a price where they're gonna sell.
Never happens.
Yeah, but it might get close to it, but it's not the price they want to sell. So one thing you can do, not financial advice, of course, is to ladder out of your positions and at least take your initial profit. Whatever you've put in, when you start seeing, don't get greedy, take your initial profit, and then the rest is the house's money, and you can play with it. And if you were to lose that, it's not a big deal. And I think that's where I went wrong the first cycle with that, 2017-18, where I lost 99% of my money. And then in 2021, that's where I took, first of all, the initial profit, initial investment, and I took about half my profit. And then the rest of it, the other 50%, I watched it go down 98, 99%. And some people, they just saw their portfolio go down without taking anything. So one thing you need to do is not to be greedy.
Really, yeah.
But it's easier said than done when you're watching your portfolio go up every day for weeks, 2x, and you up again 100%, the next day 100%, the day after. It gets your emotions going. It can be pretty difficult. I don't know how you felt in the last cycle.
No, I think that we've already said it in one of our previous episodes. Is you also want to have a strategy right at the beginning, and all throughout the cycles, you want to see if your strategy is playing out, and maybe you try to adjust your initial strategy based on how the market is evolving. But it's really important that right at the beginning, you define how you want the investment to be. And this one, it can help also to then, as you navigate through the cycles, to know, okay, maybe the cycle is playing up as I intended to be, or maybe things that are going not as predicted, and you can also try to adjust. But I guess it's very important to define a clear goal right at the beginning and try to adjust it as time goes by.
Yeah. So let's jump into the altcoins then. So Bitcoin, like we said, will lead the way, but for the real altcoin season, we need to see this happen. We need to see Ethereum break its all-time high. As long as Ethereum hasn't broken its all-time high, there's no altcoin season.
I feel like Ethereum, it tested a few weeks ago. It tried to test this all-time high.
Yeah, we did. We tested almost we did test the all-time 4,800 level, and we got rejected. This is the weekly. If we go to the daily, yeah, we got rejected up here at 4,800, and we've rolled over. But right now, for the daily candle, we're printing this nice. Well, yesterday, sorry, we printed a nice green candle, and today, hopefully, we start heading higher. We have some sort of like a V-shape recovery. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Bitcoin, for Ethereum rather, to break past this massive level of resistance. We had levels of resistance here at 4,000. We smashed through it. And I think when we break through this,
To be massive.
it will be parabolic for Ethereum. All the institutions, the big players are going to be jumping into this, and we could see Ethereum go all the way up to, I think, at least $10,000 per Bitcoin. So a 2x from here,
Yeah.
I think will be.
It is possible. It's possible. Overall, I feel like Ethereum has a little bit underperformed during this cycle. So we will see.
Yeah, so far it has. I mean, we pretty much getting rejected. We came all the way back down to 1,400 back in April. That was a good time to buy. We went all the way back down to 1,400. Maybe some of you did buy at these levels here, because it was almost the bear market bottom of
cycle.
Of the beginning of this cycle. Yeah. So what will happen is Ethereum will lead the way, and then that's when the top 10, top 20 coins will start surging. So BNB, Solana, for example, I think can go between $800 to $1,000 this cycle. It can do a nice 5x. We've got Cardano, I think will do well. Chainlink is also a dark horse. I think that will do well. Sui is a new player, I think, for this cycle. And so Avalanche, AVAX, they dropped down from, I think it was in the top 10 before, but AVAX should do well. And yeah, Polkadot and so on. So what will happen is that domino effect, or that chocolate fountain, when Ethereum breaks past its all-time high, we're going to see this Bitcoin dominance just basically collapse. And it could be over a few weeks or a couple of months maximum where we collapse all the way down to these levels. Some people I follow on YouTube are calling for a 30% bottom. But for me, just to be safe, I think 40% would be the bottom here, just because of the resistance level back here. We didn't go below this. Look, we tested it, and then we got a bounce. So we didn't break through it. But if it goes below 40, goes down to 30, even better for altcoins, because it means that they'll go up even higher, and the dominance will be into the altcoins, and Bitcoin will lose that dominance.
It's pretty interesting to see what will happen. And so how do you see the situations developing in the next few weeks, month? September generally is
It's usually
a bad
yeah.
month for the whole market.
It's usually bearish month, that's for sure. I think we won't see anything drastic. I hope I'm wrong. I hope in September that's where we start, and we kind of break the cycle of September, and we do bump higher. But I think we'll either test the 110,000 for Bitcoin or stay sideways. People will be bored for a few weeks, and then October, all the way through to Christmas, will be parabolic. So I think we're going to be pretty boring for the rest of August and September. And then the institutions are still buying, but the retail investors, people new to the game, from October to Christmas, everybody's getting into the end of the year optimistic, and they see Bitcoin and Ethereum rallying, and then people will 96% of people will start jumping in around those 3 months, and that's where we'll see that parabolic move with the altcoins.
But that's interesting to see that that way. But I'm still kind of wondering, for someone who is new to the market, is it still the best time to jump into this market? Because we are close to the end of the market, but as you are saying, there is still potential for some of these altcoins, because the altcoins clearly hasn't happened yet. So there is still big potential for these altcoins. But for someone new to the market, is it the best time to jump into this market? Or maybe it's just a time to study the market a little bit and to get ready for the next cycle?
So I spoke to a few that don't have crypto, and I've given both responses. And I said, it depends on your emotional state. If you're a very anxious person by nature, then don't start this cycle.
It's too late.
It's not completely too late, because the altcoin, as you've seen, the Bitcoin dominance is still high and the altcoin season hasn't come. So if you are emotionally stable and you don't get stressed, you've got some dry powder on the side, some spare cash. For example, let's say you've got $1,000. Even if you don't have $1,000, if you have $100, let's just say 1,000. You've got $1,000 on the side. You don't need it. Then, if it were me, not financial advice, I would, if it's the first time I'm doing it, I would buy into the top 10 crypto coins just to test it. And what I would look at, because for me, Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's finished. Even though Ethereum will do a 2x, you're not going to make massive gains. If you want to play it really, really safe, then yeah, you put it into those two. That's it. But if you want to, test the waters, so to speak, go for Solana, even Cardano, anything in the, Sui, anything in the top 20 would be good just to test the waters and to see, because like I said, I think we're going to probably do a 5x with Solana. You put 1,000 in, make a 5x. It's not too bad. It's $5,000 dollars that you can make in a very, very short space of time, and you just test in the waters.
Interesting. And then also, it could also add, it also depends on how long you want to stay in the market. Because if you want to stay in the market, let's say, for the next 20 years, no matter when you enter from now or next year or the year after, it won't make too much of a difference. Must you agree?
Yeah, it depends on your time frame. I mean, everybody has a different time frame where they want to sell. Are they in it for a few decades? Are they in it for each cycle? But then, like I said, if you want to test it, you could do that. If you're wanting to wait for the next cycle, then you're going to have to wait another probably 2 years for the market to bottom out. Maybe during that time, those 2 years, you can get into crypto, study it, read about it, educate yourself thoroughly over the next 18 months to 2 years, and then you're ready for the next cycle. That could be very, very good.
And I mean, it's very important. We never say it enough, is to study the market, to make your own research, to understand the rationale behind every project. Because once you understand this project, it helps you to have an overview of what's going on, why this coin might perform better than this one. And it kind of helps you to say that I'm in control, and not to say that, the market is what is defining your mood. But you feel like, you have this drive on what you can do and what you can do. And obviously, there are some people, I mean, we ourselves included, online, that are trying to understand, or maybe try to explain how the market is playing around. But it's also good to make our own research and to be able to understand the key factors that are playing around when these market cycles label.
And also get involved with crypto as you educate yourself. Really get involved with it. Try to do work within it. Get paid in it. Do jobs in blockchain, in crypto over the next few years, ready for the next cycle. So what to look out for then? Well, that's the $1 million question: which altcoins to buy? Like we said, if you want to play it safe, you stick to the top 10, maximum top 20 coins, and you probably, I can't say 100% guaranteed, but you're 90% guaranteed that you're going to make something from a 5 to 10x. And those coins I just mentioned, Solana, Sui, could be safe bets going forward for this cycle. But what about the rest? What about the mid caps, the micro caps? How to choose? Because it's like sometimes it's finding the diamond in the rough. needle in a haystack, basically. But during a altcoin season, pretty much everything explodes to the upside. So you don't have to be a genius to make money in an altcoin season, because everything is pumping. But one word of caution, I wouldn't hold on to old bags of crypto. So one strategy that I've found, except with the top 10, top 20, is like Solana, anything that keeps on building, and you see a company keep building, try to reinvent themselves, and you can clearly see that they're building, ready for the next cycle. That's okay. But there's some coins that, if you look back, they've just gone out of existence. So what you don't want to do is basically hold on to coins, bags and bags of coins. I know some people that have held on to some, and now those coins they've gone from the top 100 and they're just non-existent. They've dropped 98%. And they hope that bag will pump to the upside. It probably will pump with the altcoin season, but it won't be
as big as they expected.
Yeah. So one thing you could do, which I'm doing, is looking at, okay, old timers like Solana and those that have been building and continue to build. Okay, it's probably a safe bet. But coins that haven't had a cycle yet, so new coins that have come out over the last 2 to 4 years, haven't had an altcoin season, it's their first cycle, tend to blow up more and have more potential. So you can look at the Solana ecosystem, Avalanche ecosystem, and look at some of those coins. I mentioned some of those, like Pudgy Penguins is a new one for this. It's more of a meme coin, NFT, which I think will be great with the NFT and memes, but mainly NFTs. AI and gaming. I think AI is
an narrative for this cycle.
I think, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just at the beginning. I think I read, or somebody said that in AI at the moment is like a 10-year-old, and it's already doing amazing things now. So what will it be like in the next 10 years? And I think within blockchain, with AI crypto, the potential is huge, especially some of these that have just come out over the last 4 years. I'm massive into the Bitensor. I think this, and if you look at how many coins are in existence, I think it's the same amount as Bitcoin. So Bitensor, Near Protocol, Render, it's Fetch, Injective, the Graph. The Graph is an old one. That's been around for quite some time. AOS. What else are we looking at? Or what I'm looking at? There was another one. I mean, the further down we go, like Pal AI as well, the further down you go, then the riskier it gets. So for me, I try to stick with the top 10. That's the same principle as the top 10. I try to do the same with AI, the top 10, and just dollar cost average. And it's the same with gaming as well. I think AI would outperform gaming, but gaming is always here to stay. And again, the same principle, I try to stay in the top 10 with, I click on gaming, yeah. So you have, the top 10 here. And some of these things, I think Render, it's in gaming and AI. So if you can try and find one in both categories, then I think you've got a good diamond in the rough there. And you've got some, I mean, the Sandbox, Decentraland, just talking about an altcoin season. Some of these two coins, they went from a few cents to $6. I think it was Mana went to $6. The Sandbox went to between $8 to $10 within a very, very short space of time. So just to give you an idea, this was one coin that made me a massive profit, but I sold too early. I sold around, let me just get the trading view, it'll be better. Go to the weekly. You see how we spiked up to $6? I sold around here.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Even I sold most of it around 30 cents. So I bought here, 2019, 2020, at a few cents. And then when I saw 30 cents, I sold most of it, and I sold again here, thinking this was going to be the top. You're not going to time it. That's the thing. But I made profit, so I can't complain. But if I had left 20%, even 10% of mana instead of selling all of it, I mean, we went all the way up to $6, and I don't know how many days was this? We went from, where is it? To the daily. October 31st, topped out. So 26 days?
So just within 1 month.
So in 1 month, it's a small window. That's what we're talking about with the Bitcoin dominance and the altcoin season. It's not long. Most of these gains are made within a short period of time, where over 4 years, you're waiting for this 1 month window to jump in. So
sounds very interesting about this chart that we can see that there is a big level of resistance around percent for this coin. So which means that someone jumping to buy this coin right now and only expect it to go up. I don't know if you will agree with me, but
how low we are, yeah.
yeah, it feels like we have a big level of resistance around the 3 cents, 27 cents. So it feels like it can go lower than that from what I'm saying, but I don't know if analysis is correct.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to go back to its all-time high, if that's what you mean, because we've got to look at also the market cap. When this was around to 2-3 cents, the market cap was a few $1 million. So for this to do a 2x, it means the market cap has to be 1 billion. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So this, when I bought it back on Coinbase, the market cap was like less than 20 million. And I don't remember how high the market cap was. I don't know how we find that out, but yeah, we're at a few million when we exposed the upside. Then we went over 1 billion. Well, I don't know how much we went to, but right now the market cap is at $500 million and we're at 27 cents. So if we go to 60 cents, this would read 1 billion.
So what do you think the market cap will go to?
This could do a 5 to 10x, which would put the price, if it does a 10x, it's what?
5 billion.
Yeah. But the price per token, if it does a 10x, will be what? $2?
$2, yeah.
So we would come up to this point here. I don't think we'll go past around here, $1.50 could be the top. So yeah, so what I'm saying is, some people, they look at it and think, oh, okay, Decentraland is only, and I did this back in 2017 to 2021. 27 cents, it's so low, they could do 100x, but you fail to look at the market cap. It means the market cap will have to do 100x. And if you do 100 times this,
yeah, about 50 billion.
So keep that in mind. So 50 billion, if we go back to here, that means 50 billion, it would have to be bigger. It'd have to be in the top 10. It'd have to be bigger than, Cardano, Dogecoin, Tron. It would be sitting at 7th. So it's less likely a coin like that. So that's what I'm talking about, is trying to find those Decentralands from 4 years ago. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So some things I'm looking at are new coins, a bit like 4 years ago when Decentraland Sandbox were a big thing back then. They were at a small market cap, and that's what I'm looking at in gaming. So one of those games, for example, is Medieval Empires. The market cap is only 3 million. It hasn't had a cycle yet.
When it came out?
Came out this, I don't remember exactly when. This is all 2022. So the bear market bottom came out. We haven't done anything yet. We've been buying it for quite a while. And I'm hoping it will be similar to like Mana and Decentraland and Sandbox, where we do go from, if this goes to 500 million, the current market cap of Decentraland, that's massive for this coin. That means it would do 100, 150x.
That's that'd be interesting.
So that's what I look out for. I mean, new player in the game, hasn't had a cycle. It's only, the market cap is pretty, well, it's really, really low. It's only 3 million. If it goes anywhere near the current Mana market cap price, that's 150x with this coin. But it's extremely risky because the coin is at 1,654. So it's not guaranteed it's going to move anywhere. But for me, it's one of my biggest gambles. I don't have a lot. I have 50,000 tokens. Mana, I had 20,000 tokens. It went to $5. But I sold too early. I have 50,000 tokens of this. It goes to $5, $6. That's the point. But if I lose it, I don't care because I've dollar cost averaged over a 2-year period. And yeah.
And I mean, this analysis, all of them, they sound very interesting. So we see how it all evolves in the next few weeks to the next few months. So I hope that both people watching us, they enjoy all the different thing that we will talk about during this episode. So me personally, I did enjoy the fact that we talk about all these altcoins, the coins that people they could consider during this the last few weeks or few months of this cycle. So I feel excited to talk about that. I don't know what about you, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, we just scratched the surface. We're talking about altcoins, but you've got to have a strategy. We've spoken about how to looking for those new cycle coins. So just look at the dates when they've come out. AI, gaming, but yeah, like we've said, we've only just scratched the surface. But I really think we're going to have a massive altcoin season, and you're not late to the party either. So, like we've seen, it's a small window that we've been waiting for 4 years. So you're not late. You can jump in right now. But word of caution, we are coming to the very end of this cycle, and that small window can be a few weeks to 2 months max.
Yeah, it all depends on your profile. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you in the next one.